Okay, I'm getting ready to start a new project. I'm going to build some coilover hoops for my Ford F250, my off-road truck. And I got to set up a metal fabrication station to do this. Right here, bought a cheap notcher online and made it better. So I can notch pipe, be stable. Yeah, that ain't going nowhere. Right here, I'm building a tube bender, Stanford tube bender. I'm gonna put some little hangers there for the dies. Right now I only got 1 3/4 inch, that's all I need. Here's the tube bender, the Eastwood tube bender. I'll let you know how she works. I've been wanting to do this for years. I've been running leaf springs on this truck, rock crawling in and whatnot, which is cool. But every time I get on the trails and I want to go in between spots, I gotta go slow. It's a really rough ride because it's leaf spring. What I have on this truck is a TTB, a Dana 44 TTB with chrome ollies in it, and it's on leaf. So yeah, that shit don't work. I mean, works fine for rock crawling, but not for what I want to do. So there's the TTB and the big old leaves. So I'm gonna be tearing all that out, plating it up, plating the frame. I'll plate the frame there, and I'm gonna build the hoops basically somewhere from there, going up, going over, going down. They're gonna be 14-inch throw, dual coilovers, dual rate coilovers with a reservoir and a single adjustment. And God, I can't wait. Be able to actually go through the moguls at somewhat of a speed. And that's gonna be all hooped out. I'm gonna cage the motor. And when I'm caged the motor, I'm gonna run through here and attach it to that cage that I got in here. So this cage has 6 points of contact to the frame. Built 120 wall dom. And here I did, I believe that's 2-inch. But I'm doing the hoops at 1 3/4 inch dom. And then I'm gonna run it through here and connect it. And then on the back side, I'm gonna run one through the top to this roll bar, which is actually welded to the frame. And eventually, maybe in another year, we get some 24-inch dual rate coilovers, link the back, build the hoops, build the cage in the back, attach it, just run 120 down to the hoops from the bar, connect it all, move the tire of course, put that on the hoops, just out, and this truck's going to be mint. It's going to be ready to roll. But I'm excited to get this started. Yeah, for that truck. And it's going to be a cool, basically like a pre-runner. Maybe not as good, but good enough for me. So here's my little drawings of what I'm going to be doing. Here we go. That's overall. I already have the inside cage. And I got to build the hoops, dual over the engine cage, and connect it. Brace it up so it's strong. My radius arms, or control arms, basically going to look like this. Attach to the axle, back to the frame. All braced up because it's 120. I'm not doing like 180 or 220. So I'm bracing it to give it rigidity and strength. And then here I'm going to do, I believe I'm going to do 3/16, a little over 1/8 inch steel plate, and fill in between everywhere. That thing's going to be solid. And the hoop designs right here. Gusset them up. Coilovers. Find out where I'm going to mount them. the two plates. Yeah, she's gonna come out all right. Basically, that's gonna look like that for the engine mount, and the brace between the two hoops. And it'll be bolted. Remove that bar. All right. Better get her going. So, plate is 3/8 steel plate, might be half, to mount the tube bender on here. Because I'm building hoops and an engine cage, I'm gonna get a little serious about my tube bending. Oh, that would help. The ground. That would help a lot. Why are you cutting?
What are we doing here, babe?
Building the brace for the tube bender. It mounts to this. This is going to go here like that. And I just got to drill holes through it. Little holes. We're going to weld the brace for the tube bender. Alright, that should do her.
Pretty good welds, babe.
Yeah, that's going to do just fine.
Yep.
And let's do a test.
Yep.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Alright.
Next will be all this craziness.
Set this thing up. Set Eastwood. Right now it's manual. I'm going to see how it works manual. If it's doable with 120 and 125 wall, maybe 130 wall, for, you know, roll cage and the hoops and whatnot for the truck. If I can bend it without too much of a struggle, then I'll leave it manual. If it's like a fucking struggle, oh yeah, I'm gonna get a an air hydraulic ram, and then I'll just make a jig so it works on it and go. They do sell a bracket for those rams, but the bracket, just a bracket like from what's the name of that company? There's a couple companies that make it, but they're like 230 bucks. Yeah, through that, just make one with basically like a 2.5 inch exhaust clamps and some steel, and you can make one. That's what I'm going to do. Yeah, because I ain't spending $230 for a pretty ass bracket for a tool.
Alrighty. Now, to put this together.
Yep.
Good job here. Yes, you did. Alright, just got done putting together pipe bender. Still waiting on the regular handle, but this works good.
We already did a bend, so it does a really nice bend. This is a 90. I'll show you. Oh, with the manual? Yeah, it's manual, but it's doable. I mean, if you're doing a lot, I wouldn't recommend it. So we get her in here, slide this over. Ow. Just like that. Stick this pin in here. And just tighten this down by hand, wiggle it, get her tight. Now you can stick it far out, how much you need to stick out for this leg. We're just doing a 90, so we're just going to do it short. Set it at 0. Obviously, the longer the handle, the more leverage you'll have. This 1 3/4, 120 Dom pipe. Is it Dom? Let's take a look in here. Yeah, you look in there. Tell the difference between Dom, 120 Dom, and there's 120 HMAV, whatever they call it. There'll be a line, a weld line. Now for roll bars, roll cages, you could use it. It's cheaper, but this is stronger. There's no weld seam that could pop. So you want to use Dom. This die I got on here is a 240 die. You could buy a 90 die, a 45 die, which are a lot cheaper. I got a decent deal on this. Found it for $370.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. They're normally like $400, $500 just for the die. But you could go with a 90 or 45 or 90 by 6, which most people do. And you can still do 180 bends with it. Just a lot more work. I went with the 240. I'm gonna buy Dubs, I'm gonna buy 240s because I could do all the way up to a 180 bend without doing some funky stuff with the pike. Just makes it easier. Definitely gonna get the. Going to get it.
Going hydraulic, babe.
I am going hydraulic. That's handy.
What?
Clean.
Mm-hmm.
It does work. I'm probably going to get the hydraulics before I actually build these damn hoops. I got 2 hoops. I got 2 crossovers going over the motor. I got to tie in the engine cage to the roll cage in the cab, and then from the cab on the back side to the roll bar on the outside of my truck. I'm gonna be bending some pipe. And then when I do the back, I'm gonna be bending more pipe. I don't know. I don't know if I want to spend another $200.
Decisions.
Yeah, good enough. 90 bend. That is a 90.
Yep.
Yeah, it's clean. Nice bend. No dimpling. None of that. You come over here, I'll show you what, using like the Harbor Freight, using this, that's a pipe bender. Pipe benders are inside diameter, so they're actually bigger, their dies are bigger. So you gotta bend pipe with it. If you bend tube with it, then you gotta fill it full of sand, try to make it more hard, because if you don't, it does this. Built a bull bar for the front of this truck to protect the TTB and my hydro assist, but it'll kink it. And that's a bad one. But mainly it'll dimple it just like that. You know, this is just to protect. I'm cool with that. I'm all right with that. But for the hoops, no, they gotta be clean bends. They're just structurally stronger. You get a kink in it, don't use it. Toss it out, it'll just bend and break. So then you start rolling down the road. But yeah. Okay. Yeah.